Introducing Sprout, a better way for your company to track time and attendance.
Good day, I'm Miko, and now I will be the one to conduct the HR Sprout orientation. If you have any questions, please raise it after the discussion. Thank you. Go to your webpage application. I'm using Google Chrome to access the Sprout website. Now, go to kkccdc.hrhub.ph to access the login page. Note that if you put sprout.ph or other website names via your search engine will lead you to a wrong website and can't reach your designated Sprout login page. As shown in the screen, please input the username and password provided by your HR recruitment officer or HR IT officer. If you forgot your login credentials, please contact your HR recruitment officer or HR IT officer and hit login. As we log in, this is the user interface of our Sprout HR webpage. And now, Ms. Shai from the Sprout HR will demonstrate on how to use the Sprout website. Thank you.
To access your profile page, click your name here, then My Profile. This page is divided into different sections, and all the details here are added by your HR. If you see any incorrect information, let your HR admin know. So at the top here is basic information such as your full name and birthday. There's a system-generated ID here, and the employee ID given by your company here. The next section is work information. Some things to note are the payroll pie ID, which is only used if you also have a Sprout payroll account. Then payroll type, which can be daily or hourly, or it's monthly by default if nothing is selected like this one here. Then biometric ID, this is linked to the device where you log in and log out. Your IT department should know this. Then you have the Reports To drop-down. The person here should be the approver of your attendance applications. Next is the work schedule section. You have your schedule type and the required number of hours to work in a day. This includes the break. So if the schedule type is normal, then it's shift from and shift to. This means you have to log in at or before the shift start time and log out at or after the shift end time. If the schedule type is flexible per day, then core from and core to apply. This means the core from time is the latest time you can log in, and the core to time is the earliest time you can log out. Then your required number of work hours for the day should be met. If you're on a flexible per week schedule, then the total number of hours worked here should be a minimum of 45 or greater. Your work hours are counted on a weekly basis. The last schedule type is called exempted, which means logs are not required, and you will have a perfect attendance whether you log in or not. This is mostly used by managers and CEOs. Now over here is your government-related account numbers, including the tax status. Then here are your educational history and details. Then here your HR admin or manager can add any performance evaluation details and upload files. Then you have all your contact information here. Your HR also has the option to add the following information such as visa, dependents, benefits. For leave plans and usage, we'll go back to this one in a bit. Then there's salary, advances, training, assets, if any devices are assigned to you, like phones or laptops, for example, memos, seminars, employment history, movement within the company, documents for upload, and medical records. There's also a checklist here of all the requirements for submission. Now let's go back to the leave plans and usage section here. This shows your leave history and allows you to track your credit movements for all leave types. So the last section is access level. Here's my login name, which I use together with my password to log in. You would have an employee access level, which means the access is limited to your own profile. However, for managers or heads, they have a different level so they can view members of their teams. Alright, we are done with the profile page. So before we end the video, let's go back here at the top and click on the Sprout HR logo to go back to the dashboard. To review your attendance and check your logged work hours for any period or specific dates, you have an attendance report over here. So click your name, then My Attendance. Select the start and end dates first. It can be any period or a specific day or days. So let's try one cutoff. For example, September 16 to September 30. Then click Generate. So these are the initial results or the summary for that period. You have your days present, days absent, late minutes, etc. Then at the end, you have your total hours, which is your total logged work hours. Now you can click anywhere within this highlighted row to open a detailed report. So over here, you'll see the day, the shift type. You'll see the days that were schedule adjusted from the original schedule, for example, over here. And you'll also see the shift and the biologs for each date. You'll also see your rest days over here. Now, when you're done, you can click Close. Your login and logout history can be viewed on the Biologs page. So click here, then My Biologs. Set the date range. So for example, September 16 to September 30. Then click Search. So these are the login and logout transactions for each day. Over here in the Notes section, you'll see where the logs came from. Because this is a test account, most of the logs were manually uploaded by the administrator. So only the HR administrator of your company has access to upload. Now some logs over here were done via the Web Bundy. If you have approved certificate of attendance applications, these will show here as well. The only exception is when you log in via your biometric device or fingerprint scanner, the notes will be blank. So for this demo, I don't have any blanks, meaning there aren't any logs coming from the biometric device. So if you normally log in and log out using your biometric device or fingerprint scanner, then you should see empty or blank notes here when you do your own search for the logs. Now, in case you can't find any logs even after you've logged in or logged out for that day, please get in touch with your HR department. So this is the last video for the My Attendance chapter. Work hours rendered beyond the required number in a day can be applied as an overtime to be approved by your manager or supervisor. You need 3 things in order to be paid overtime. First, you need your biologs, which you already have after you've logged in and out of the shift. Second is the approved overtime application. And third is the correct shift, which matches your biologs. To apply for an overtime, click Apply and Overtime. Select the date. For example, I worked overtime in October 3. The details here will then automatically show that on this date, I logged in at 7:59 a.m. and logged out at 6:33 p.m. And my shift was from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I worked overtime from 5 p.m. to 6:33 p.m., which is a total of 93 minutes. Over here, you have a normal or an early OT. So normal OTs are hours worked after the shift, while early OTs are hours worked before the shift starts. So this is a normal OT. The start and end times are already filled out automatically. Now, what if I really worked overtime only until 6:20 p.m.? I can change this and I'll be paid overtime till 6:20 p.m. But how about if I actually worked till 9 o'clock p.m.? If I change this to 9 p.m., will I get paid for hours until 9 p.m.? The answer is no, because my actual log out is only until 6:33 p.m. So, in case you forgot to log out at the correct time, you can submit a COA application for a 9 p.m. logout on that date. So, again, this is subject to approval by your manager. Now, moving on, type in the details or the purpose of the overtime. For example, I finished working on a rush project with the team. Click apply, and this appears here as a pending application. As with other applications, you can update or cancel this as long as it hasn't been approved yet. So that's it, and in the next video, you'll learn how to apply for undertimes. Schedule adjustments are used if you have any changes to your shift, or for example, you're assigned to work on a rest day, or maybe you have a new schedule for a specific period. So to give you a quick review, you have a default schedule on your profile page, if you remember seeing this from the My Profile lesson a few videos back. Whenever you deviate from your default schedule, you'll need to apply for a schedule adjustment. This is important because your logs need to match your shift so you won't have any missing logs or late minutes. Alright, let's begin. Let's say my default work schedule is Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but I've been assigned to a new shift from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. for a few days. And one of those days is actually my rest day. So first click apply, then schedule adjustment. Type in the reason, for example, new schedule assignment for October 19 to 21. Click Add Schedule Adjustment. Click the calendar to select a start date, October 19. Then select a start time, 10 a.m. Click the calendar again for the end date, October 21. Select the end time, 7 p.m. Break start and end are already filled out. Click Add, then Close. Now take a look at the note here. It says if you add value on time from and time to, and rest day is checked, it will be considered as working on a rest day. If you add value in a time field without indicating AM or PM, the system will read it as military time. Now, going back to the first part of the note here about rest days, this means I have to make sure that the rest day box for October 21, Saturday, is checked because my rest days are on Saturdays and Sundays, so it's already been automatically checked. So this depends on what your default schedule is. If your rest days are on Mondays and Tuesdays and you're asked to work on those days, make sure the rest day boxes are checked when you're applying for a schedule adjustment. Now, what if you're applying for a change for a specific work date to a rest day? Just click the rest day box and the schedule automatically gets deleted. But for this example, since I'm working on this date, I'm putting back the times. Next, I'll quickly review the details, and if everything's correct, I'll go ahead and click Apply, then OK, and OK. The new schedule adjustment application will show here. So that's how to apply for a schedule adjustment. What is the COA, or Certificates of Attendance? This type of application is used to submit specific logs that you may have missed if the device wasn't working, or if you've forgotten to log in or log out, for example. Before we begin, I'll be using the Apply button here. Moving forward, since you've already learned how to apply via My Requests in the previous videos. Okay, so first click Apply, then Certificate of Attendance. Select a type. Let's say there was a power outage and I couldn't log in. Remarks, no power this morning. The fingerprint scanner wasn't working. Click Add. Then select the type if it's a login or a logout. Select the date. Input the time. If you're applying for more than one log, for example, you've forgotten to log out the previous workday, just click Add again. Select Out. Add the date and time. Or to delete this, you can click the trash icon here. Click Submit, then OK, and OK again. As you can see, I am automatically brought to the My Certificates of Attendance page. You can click here and see the details of the application. And that's it.